Welcome to the 2014 State of the City Address. I'm Sharif Burdzik of Riverview Community Bank and Board Chair for the Clark County Skills Center Foundation. If I could ask that you please silence your cell phones during this presentation, we'd appreciate it. Please welcome Vancouver youth to the stage for the presentation of colors, the Pledge of Allegiance, and our national anthem. Presenting the colors will be the Lewis and Clark Young Marines. The Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Jordan Bolt, the 2013 Marshall Leadership Award recipient and Executive Director of Vancouver's own Farmers Market. And our national anthem will be performed by Amy Rushforth from a Fort Vancouver High School theater student. If I could welcome them to the stage, please. Thank you. Thank you. That was amazing. Thank you. Please be seated. Thank you for attending or for watching the 2014 State of the City Address today. Whether you're here with us in person or you're watching our broadcast streaming online at cvtv.org or on CVTV cable, or you're following us on Facebook or Twitter, you are showing that you care about Vancouver, and that's why we're all here today. The City of Vancouver would like to give special thanks to Fort Vancouver High School students, staff, and district staff for sharing their school with us today. Thank you. A lot of hard work went into this event, and the staff and kids here were very involved. I'd also like to welcome students and staff from our Clark County Skills Center, and you'll hear more about that program today. As your MC, I'd like to acknowledge elected officials in the audience. As I call your organization's name, please stand so we may thank you for your dedication to Vancouver. Audience, please hold your applause for the end. At the federal level, from the U.S. Congress, we have Pam Pieper and Ryan Hart from Jamie Herrera Butler's office. We have David Hodges from Senator Murray's office. We have Dina Horton and Brian Christensen from Senator Cantwell's office. At the Washington state level, we have former State Representative Val Ogden and Dan Ogden here with us today. At the City of Vancouver, we have former City Mayor Royce Pollard and former council members Jeannie Stewart and Pat Gelada. At the Clark County, we have Auditor Greg Kimsey, Treasurer Doug Lasher, and County Administrator Mark McCauley, and Assessor Peter Van Nortwick. From neighboring cities, we have the Mayor of Camas, Scott Higgins, Woodlands Mayor Grover Lasecki, Ridgefield's Mayor Ron Onslow. At the Port of Vancouver, we have Commissioner Nancy Baker with us. And from school boards and superintendents at the Vancouver School District, our hosts today, they're represented by Dr. Stephen Webb, Superintendent. The Evergreen School District is represented by board members Victoria Bradford and Julie Bocanegra, and Superintendent John Dieter. From ESD 112, we are represented by Superintendent Twyla Barnes. And from the Clark County Skills Center, the organization I'm speaking about today, we have Carrie Duffy, Director of the Clark County Skills Center, Dennis Campy, Development Director for the Skills Center Foundation, and Margaret Rice, Dean of Students. And from Clark Public Utilities, we have Commissioner Nancy Barnes. And if there are any other elected officials that I have missed, please stand so we may acknowledge you and thank you publicly. Thank you. Today, I am honored that Mayor Leavitt has chosen the Clark County Skills Center Foundation as the charity for this year's State of the City Address. We're here today talking about legacies, and legacies are what we build at the Clark County Skills Center. I will point out we have 5 students from the Skills Center programs with us here today towards the back. They will be here with us until 10 o'clock when they will be returning to class. With over 150 business and community members serving the Skills Center as advisors and volunteers, this is a true public-private partnership that benefits our young people and the future employment and economic strength in our communities. We ask for your support. All donations today benefit the Clark County Skills Center Foundation. The Clark County Skills Center was created in 1983 as a cooperative educational venture between 8 Southwest Washington school districts. The vision of those districts was to create a school in partnership with businesses to prepare students for the workforce. A few facts you may not be familiar with about the Skills Center. 70% of graduates are working or continuing their education related to their Skills Center experience. 41% of graduates continue their education past the high school level. And graduates, this is a key one, have consistently lower unemployment rates than their peers in Washington. This is an interesting one. Dennis loves this one. 10% of Skills Center students are in the top 5% of their sending high schools. 32% of Skills Center students have a 3.5 GPA or higher. And each school year, collectively, the students at the Clark County Skills Center earn approximately 3,300 college credits through their Skills Center technical classes. Last two. Business Week magazine has recognized the Clark County Skills Center right here in Clark County as one of 3 high schools in the nation for instructional innovation. And the Albertsons Foundation has recognized the Skills Center as one of the top 6 technical schools in the nation, all right here in Vancouver. Thank you. Now, the Clark County Skills Center Foundation is the 501c3 nonprofit that supports the students and programs at the Skills Center. Our primary mission is to facilitate cash and in-kind donations that, 1, ensure that the training and work experience are current with relevant technology and equipment, and 2, to provide scholarships for exceptional students to continue their education and training after graduation. The participating school districts provide the funding that supports staff, facilities, and basic supplies. Without the foundation and our supporters, the students would not be able to build homes in the construction program, work on current Freightliner trucks in the diesel program, or use modern equipment in the dental program, just to name a few examples. I invite you to learn more about what the Skills Center does. Outside, as you leave after the presentation, you'll find a Skills Center table. Please stop by and ask us about an on-site tour, or perhaps how to enjoy an excellent lunch in the culinary program's luncheon. And now, students at Fort Vancouver High School Video Production Department have a special presentation welcoming you to their school and introducing our keynote speaker today.
You know, Miguel, Fort's an awesome school.
Probably one of my favorite schools.
I would have to agree. But think about how different it is now compared to, like, maybe 25 years ago?
It's completely different now.
Wait, Miguel, who do we know who graduated 25 years ago?
Mr. Mayor, here at Fort Vancouver High School, we've got a lot of amazing students and programs. Might have been a little different since you were last here. I could tell you all about it. I could go over it. But that might not do it justice. I feel like I have to show you. Mrs. Pagel, what's it like having a Year 3 and Year 4 science class?
It's awesome. We worked so hard to get a third and fourth year class. We're so excited to have it. It's great to see the kids' skill level go up. I got 2 kids right now in ASL interpreting programs in college, hoping for more.
So, Mr. Richards, you are the welding instructor. Tell me all about it.
Well, welcome to Fort Vancouver High School's Metal and Welding program. We're making kids out of this program that have skills that are ready for entry-level jobs and careers. It's what we do. We build stuff and we have a lot of fun doing it, picking up skills.
I don't know if you knew this, but every day we produce a show called The Fort Report, where we talk about news here at Fort Vancouver High School. I've actually got to do it right now. Good morning, trappers. Welcome to The Fort Report. I'm Andrew Beckler.
I'm Justin Wilson, and today is February 28th.
In the Medical Magnet, we teach students hands-on skills, including CPR and first aid, blood pressure, taping and wrapping techniques, and much more. We also give students job shadow opportunities in the healthcare field.
Fort Vancouver, pottery. We got it. We're making cool things here, amazing things, with amazing kids.
In my child development class, we bring our kids to Hazeldale Elementary, and my kids have a buddy that they tutor and then they work with and mentor throughout the semester.
Mr. Finney, we got culinary here at Fort. What's it all about?
You know, we're just trying to produce some good cooks to send out in the community and make some great food for the people of Vancouver.
Welcome, Mayor!
Wait, they forgot to say the name. Andrew, say the name! How did they forget? Mr. Timothy D. Leavitt, welcome to Fort Vancouver High School.
Raise the roof. That's what I saw on a t-shirt back there. Let's hear it, trappers. You bet. Good morning, Fort Vancouver High School. It is with great pleasure that I am able to deliver the 2014 State of the City Address here. This is the very campus that I roamed as a proud member of Trapper Nation, maybe even with a few of your parents, 25 years ago. To the students, the teachers, the school personnel, Vancouver School District Administration and Board, thank you. Thank you for affording me this opportunity, and thank you for such a warm reception. I have a special gift for Fort in honor of this special occasion, and I want to present that today to Principal Scott Parker and Trapper John. If you would please come up here. And actually, this is Trapper Katie. Katie is Scott's daughter. Yeah. So we have a framed recognition and thank you for Fort Vancouver High School for hosting the 2014 State of the City Address. and to the students for sharing your vision for our Vancouver. Thank you very much. Thank you, Scott says, okay, turn around. You can imagine it's a little difficult to see out of that costume. I tell you what, before I get started, I had a rather ominous beginning of the day. I walked in the west entrance here, and staff met me, and I said, well, where would you like me to go? And they said, Mayor, you're going straight to the vice principal's office. Well, you know what the vice principal's responsibility is, right? To mete out discipline for students that are acting up. So I went in and sat down in Miss Rizika's office, and I said, this is a lovely office. And she said, Mayor, listen here. I know your type. I know you have spent time in this office in years past, so don't try to pull one on me. And then somebody mentioned that I wasn't alone in spending time in the vice principal's office. In fact, I guess Bob Knight's here, president of Clark College. Somebody mentioned that he's also spent quite a bit of time in the vice principal's office. Is that right, Bob? By the way, Bob, congratulations. Bob is the president of our community college, our wonderful community college, and Clark is celebrating its 80th anniversary this year. Way to go, Clark. Extremely proud. You bet. We are extremely blessed in Vancouver to enjoy top quality schools, both in Vancouver and Evergreen. I'd like to congratulate the Vancouver School District for several recent awards. The Kindergarten Jump Start program earned a very prestigious national award given from the National School Board Association. Right here at Fort, a new pilot project will launch to promote student success and attendance, thanks to a grant from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. And finally, congratulations to VSD and Superintendent Stephen Webb for their award-winning digital transformation of education right here in Vancouver, Washington. Congratulations, Vancouver School District. Great work. I'd like to think that all that great work that's done here in the school district helped propel me to be mayor of our city. You got Vancouver School District, you can take credit for that, all right? I'd like to call this morning a homecoming, but the fact is that I have had the joy of visiting my alma mater and spending time with students many times over the past decade. Fort is a special place. I believe that what goes on here on the campus is very much a barometer of the broader health of our community. The campus today is very different from 1989 when I graduated. Gone are the gray chalkboards, the overhead projectors, and the hallway lockers. Gone is the drab carpeting and gloomy courtyard. Today, Fort is a thriving campus. The building is open and warm. The hallways are airy and light. Today's teachers and students enjoy an enhanced learning experience. They have instant worldwide access for research, news, and data. The environment here is rich with diversity. It is brimming with energy of youthful aspiration, and it is teeming with pride. As mayor of our city, I am inspired each and every time I get to come to Trapper Nation. Today I intend to share with you, in brief terms, your city's progress during the past year. I will present to you the challenges and opportunities ahead, the challenges and opportunities ahead we face together as a community. And there are three things I hope to do this morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope to be brief. I hope to be entertaining, and I am aiming to be both brief and entertaining. First and foremost, many, many thanks to the citizens of Vancouver for the honor of serving as your mayor for another 4 years. Thank you, citizens of Vancouver. Thank you. To those who marked their ballot otherwise, I do offer my commitment to represent you as well. And your participation does matter. I also invite the 63% of registered voters who chose not to participate to wake up and get engaged. I'd like now to introduce you to the other members of the Vancouver City Council who are with us this morning. Right up here in the front row, we have Council Member Larry Smith. Mr. Smith. Council Member Smith, right here. Council Member Jack Berkman. Council Member Bart Hansen. Pretty serious looking picture there, Bart. Council Member Bill Turley. Council Member Ann McInerney Ogle. And finally, Council Member Alicia Topper. Thank you, Council. Together we tackle the challenges and enjoy the rewards of public service. I'd also like you to meet the city's top official, City Manager Eric Holmes. I guess we didn't have a picture of Eric. Yeah, he's like... Mr. Holmes is now in his third year as leader of the organization, and I believe is performing exceptionally well for the citizens of Vancouver. In previous addresses, you've heard me lay down challenges and define plans. Today, I have a different message for you. First, I'll deliver a report card of the progress your city has made over the past year. Then, I'll invite you to join me as we look forward and chart the course for the journey ahead. Your city organization is doing great. Difficult decisions were made through the recession, and we stuck to those decisions. Now your city is leaner, both in staff and programs. But we are healthier as an organization. We are now on a foundation of solid finances. We have reserves and contingency plans in place, so we are better prepared for unfortunate circumstances. I want to thank our employees, our labor unions, our city manager and his leadership team, and of course, the City Council for willingness to face challenges of a difficult economy and an unsustainable budget and face those challenges head on. Thank you, city employees. Because of financial discipline, the city has appreciated a period of relative stability since 2012. If we continue that discipline, stability is likely through 2016. And if, in the intervening time, if we use that time wisely, we may continue steadying the long-term fiscal outlook of your city. In 2013, I detailed some of the important initiatives that your city council and city organization intended to pursue. I'm pleased to report that in most aspects, we accomplished what we said we would do. We told you we would improve accessibility and transparency in your city government. Last year, the city launched a revamped, tech-savvy, and user-friendly website. How many of you have visited the website in the past year? Wow. How many of you voted last year? Whoa, the same numbers, all right. Funny how those two correlate. Your ability to access important news and information about the city has been dramatically enhanced. I encourage you to visit the new website, www.cityofvancouver.us. Visit the city's new Facebook page or YouTube. Sign up for emails or follow your city on Twitter. In fact, for today's State of the City address, staff are live tweeting and posting. Look for the hashtag VanSOC to follow us on social media. And who is doing the tweeting today? Okay, we got a couple people tweeting. Oh, yeah, Dr. Webb is tweeting too. Wonderful. Thank you, Doctor. And to nobody's surprise, thousands upon thousands of new people are tuning in and learning about our city. Last year, we reached an audience of over 400,000 on the Facebook page. I wish I had that many hits on my Facebook page. More than 5.2 million of our web pages were viewed. 5.2 million. For those of you who prefer television, you'll find that CVTV cable channels 21 and 23 continue to forge ahead in quality and design. This offers more information about your city, reaching more interested citizens. We accomplished that goal. I told you we would complete a detailed assessment of our police operations. Last year, independent experts, or a different set of eyes, finalized their findings. Those findings were presented to a panel of citizens for review and critique. This effort was conducted in partnership between the city, the police administration, and the police union. The success of continued improvements in serving and protecting our community rests with strengthening the relations between management and the ranks. There is also ongoing commitment by this City Council to provide adequate resources for our community. Our city is growing, and our police department must meet new challenges. In conjunction with operational changes, we will reinvest in protecting our streets, our neighborhoods, our identity, and our quality of life. We officially welcomed new Police Chief James McIlvaine to Vancouver a few months back. And Chief, you're here in the house, aren't you? Where's the Chief? Chief, while we're at it, folks, please, Chief McIlvaine. Yeah, I believe I see a number of officers from VPD as well as a number of our first responders and fire and emergency EMS. Would you, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, please stand up and be recognized by our community for your service? Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm confident that with a mindset of partnership and embracing a common core value of protecting community above all, we'll continue to remain a safe and secure city. So let me tell you the joke. No. I told you that we would enhance public transportation, access, and efficiency in the city of Vancouver. A bus rapid transit system along the Forest Plain corridor connecting Vancouver Mall to downtown is now on its way. I'm excited to report recent news that the Federal Transit Administration has indicated their support for this project and are going to fund 80% of the cost, nearly $40 million. You bet. The evidence and study of this project revealed overwhelmingly its value, and the CTRAN Board of Directors is to be commended for making the responsible decision to support the project. Yeah. I told you we would examine how we plan and care for our parks and recreation services to our community. The City of Vancouver started a new chapter for parks and recreation in 2013. For the first time in nearly 20 years, this department will focus solely on how best to serve you, the citizens of our city, with services worthy of a world-class waterfront community. In December of last year, we welcomed Julie Hannon as our new Parks Director to lead the department with this newfound sense of focus and purpose. And yes, this wouldn't be a bona fide State of the City address without talk of the bridge. You know the bridge I'm talking about, the Columbia River crossing. Last year I told you to put your seatbelts on when I got to this point of the State of the City, and those seats look pretty comfy, so I don't know that you'll need your seatbelt. The fact that today I must acknowledge the project has met an unfortunate fate is a travesty. It is a travesty. Despite 15 years of public process, despite more than 1,000 public meetings, despite the approval from nearly every local board of elected officials with a direct role in the project, despite the willingness of our federal government to return more than $1 billion into our local economy, despite an estimated 1,000 jobs created by the construction of a new bridge, new interchanges, and light rail, despite over $190 million being spent on public involvement, environmental assessment, design, and independent expert reviews, despite the steadfast support of the President of the United States, Senators Patty Murray and Maria Cantwell, our State Senator Annette Cleveland, and Representatives Jim Moeller and Sharon Wiley, as well as Oregon Governor John Kitzhaber and House Speaker Tina Kotek. And despite that, it is simply the right thing to do. This will become known as one of the largest failures to act in the United States of America. The demise of this infrastructure project represents a colossal failure by our state legislature, led by a few off-base state senators, unfortunately, from Southwest Washington. Historians will look back on this project and write of fringe personal ideologies and political expediency taking precedence over good public policy, public safety, and investment in your future. This was an opportunity to replace deteriorating bridges and freeway interchanges. This project would have vastly improved public transit and mobility throughout our region. This project would have set the stage for more jobs for our community in the years to come. All of this has been squandered, and this is a legacy that rests with those state legislators who failed to act in the best interest of our community, our state, and our country. I don't know where we go from here. I saw a recent editorial contemplating where we might go from here. I don't know where we go from here, ladies and gentlemen, but I do know that we need a new bridge. And I will continue to support a solution. I'll continue to support a solution that our community supports, that our local representatives support. Our community deserves nothing less. Our community deserves nothing less. So in every State of the City address, I like to throw in a few mind-provoking thoughts, and I thought about where we are with the Columbia River Crossing project. So in light of this debacle, I'm going to be proposing to the legislature next year the Fair Warning Bill, as I call it. This bill will require every bridge in our state to have signage that indicates what year it was constructed and give it safety rating based on judgment and definition by professionals in structural engineering. Do you think that might get some people's attention? And then, frankly, the next step, I believe, is to mandate infrastructure investment through the state constitution, much like education. All of this because some of our state politicians can't do their jobs. Okay, I got that out of my system. Now let's turn attention forward. Starting this Friday, your City Council and I will begin a series of strategic discussions about the direction of our city. Where do we want to be in 2020? How can we best position our community for prosperity? Earlier, I introduced the City Council to you. This is your elected team that is the governing body for your city, one of the largest corporations in Vancouver. Each member of the City Council brings a unique background and perspective to their service. But what we all share is a passion for this place we call home. We embrace our distinctive history. We honor and support our veterans. By the way, veterans who are here with us today, please stand. Thank you for your service. Let our community thank you and recognize you. I routinely hear in my travels around our community and other places in our country about how enjoyable it is for veterans to come to Vancouver, Washington, because we embrace our veterans, we appreciate them, we support them in their efforts to be productive citizens. Vancouver has a great tradition of relationship with the armed forces, with the U.S. Army, of course, and we all ought to be very proud about how veterans perceive our community and how we support them, given what they have given and sacrificed for our community. Thank you very much, veterans. We preserve the quality of our neighborhoods. We empower the vision of innovative entrepreneurs and capitalize on progress and growth. Your City Council is a team. Together we serve as the chairman and board of directors for your city corporation. Many of you may have heard me quote one of my favorite inspirations. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Our team's success means community success. This council recognizes that, and I look forward to working with them. I see great progress in the future with this City Council. And I really encourage you all to tune in because we're going to be doing some fantastic things for our community. For decades, there has been focus, energy, and effort placed in growth, in becoming bigger. We are now the fourth largest city in the state, the second largest city in this metro area, and the largest city in Clark County. But I am not interested in lists unless our community can achieve the top spot. I refuse to strive for second place. Instead, I aspire for our community to be in a class by itself. We will be measured by much more than population, miles of roads, or number of employees. Those measures do have their place, but they do not define us. There is a greater calling for our community. Now, as we move toward that greater calling, let's hear what today's students have to say about their future and our legacy. It was like a students in government and visit City Hall and meet the mayor. Then they had a mock city council meeting. So that was kind of where the seed was planted for me.
But when we do current events, we actually pick articles mostly out of the Columbian. We've covered the Columbia River crossing, things like that. And the students are really interested in that sort of thing. It's really personal to them. They like the fact that he roamed the room and kind of talked with them, but what they really liked is after the class was over, he stayed and talked to them.
I remember I had math class as the first class of the day.
And they just thought it was interesting and cool that somebody who went here could become a mayor, and I think it opened their eyes to what some of the possibilities are.
I want people to be able to live, work, and play right here in our city, and you guys do have a voice. It's important that you weigh in.
I feel safe in Vancouver.
And if you want to go anywhere, even if you don't have a car, there's the C-Tran system.
So what I love about Vancouver is that it's kind of small. It's like not too crowded.
The accepting culture that everyone has here. I mean, I just moved here from the East Coast 5 months ago. The people say hi to me on the street.
Lunch in the cafeteria. You kind of collect with your friends. You figure out where everybody's sitting.
Everyone usually stays in the same spot.
Yeah. You know, that is so funny because one of my fondest memories of Fort was lunchtime. There was a group of us that always grabbed the same round table. 5, 10 years, you could be a council member. You could be the mayor. You're going to be starting a business. You're going to be raising a family.
One day I want to own a restaurant, and I really want to own it in Vancouver.
Science is important. I do like science because I'm more of a biology person, and I want to be a flight attendant when I get older, so that's why I'm in the travel hospitality program at Skill Center.
Anything you want to share with me about what's going on in our city, what you want it to be like?
My dream is for Vancouver to be a friendly, safe environment, also eco-friendly.
Riley.
My dream for Vancouver is to be full of opportunities for my kids so they can be whatever they dream.
Jose, your vision?
My vision for Vancouver would be one that people would want to continue coming to Vancouver, and people would want to stay in Vancouver once they're here.
There's still a lot of pride at Fort Vancouver.
Multiple students at Fort showing...
These students have visions and dreams of being successful in life, and it's very much those dreams that help me and our city council make the decisions that we do. I heard some chuckles when you saw me in my Def Leppard shirt. I know some of you were wearing the same kind of clothes. My Cosby sweater from my senior picture. Oh, the good old days. Now, what the video they didn't do is they cut it off as I was talking to the class about remembering how as I was talking to the students, remembering about how my first class was math, first class of the day. What they cut off was that I would sit in the back row and doze during that first class of the day and then get sent to the vice principal's office. That's how it worked. As we define a future for our city that is built on the opportunity of today and the wisdom from the recession, the following are some guiding lights I'd like to share. We must better connect to the Columbia River. We live in a place along this mighty river that explorers Lewis and Clark back in the 1800s called the only desired situation for settlement west of the Rocky Mountains, right here. This river is why we exist as a city. It is the link to our past and the gateway to our future. We will celebrate it, embrace it, honor it, and learn its lessons of timelessness, power, and consistency. Now, when I was practicing this speech, I would say timeliness. The river has timeliness. Yeah, it's a very timely river, all right. Barb had to correct me several times. Mayor, timelessness, not timeliness. Our community deserves better access to the Columbia. We will build our waterfront trail and add a new waterfront space. We will repair areas along the river that have been damaged by Mother Nature. We will connect Wintler Park to East Vancouver along Evergreen Highway. And this council will contemplate the future of the Weber Arboretum, an important and storied piece of property along our waterfront. Our downtown is the envy of communities across the nation. You ask, how do I know that? Because they tell me. In 2013, Vancouver was ranked by Livability.com as one of the top 100 livable cities in America. The American Planning Association named Esther Short Park one of the top 10 public spaces in the United States. Downtown Vancouver is large enough to be an economic engine, but also small enough to be accessible to everyone. But the secret is getting out. A healthy, vibrant downtown with a strong and consistent pulse will drive potential around the rest of our city and, frankly, the rest of Southwest Washington. Our waterfront partnership is progressing. Shortly, we will be assessing redevelopment options for the vacant Block 10, and soon the Esther Short block will be redeveloped. You've heard me in prior years detail the importance of the backbone of our community, the Fourth Plain Corridor. A new bus rapid transit system will support significant investment in commercial, housing, and retail. This will bring jobs and economic development to the Fourth Plain Corridor. And the city will have an important role in supporting some of these projects. Our history is an important piece of the foundation of our future. Working in partnership with our friends at the Fort Vancouver National Trust and the National Park Service, this team will continue revitalizing our historic assets. The tourism draw of the Fort Vancouver National Site, bringing more visitors, more dollars, and more vibrancy to our city is unparalleled. And finally, enhancing connectivity throughout our city is a top priority. We are one city, east to west. We have significant opportunities to improve those connections. Investments in Mill Plain, Fourth Plain, MacArthur Boulevard, Evergreen Highway, and Riverview Gateway, which I've detailed in previous State of the City addresses, will bring our community closer, bring more jobs and services, and reinforce our desire to be at the top of the list. Yes, it sounds like there is much work to do, no doubt about it. But with your support, this City Council and I are up to the challenge. So to the students of Trapper Nation and every high school throughout Vancouver, I leave you with these thoughts. Your city is on a trajectory of success and prosperity. There is every reason for you to be optimistic about your future in Vancouver. This is a community where you can realize your dreams and aspirations. You can take what you've learned from your Contemporary World Problems class and put it to work. Your Skill Center work helps you start a career. You can pursue a college degree or start your own business right here in Vancouver. You can begin a family, or you could become the mayor of the city. Your opportunities in Vancouver are endless. But this means we must all be persistent about our personal goals as well as participation in community issues. And that must happen now and not later. I'll close with a wise reminder from President Abraham Lincoln. You cannot escape the responsibility of tomorrow by evading it today. You cannot escape the responsibility of tomorrow by evading it today. It's an honor to serve as your mayor. Together, let us make Vancouver a great place. This is our vision, this is our legacy, and this is our Vancouver. Thank you and God bless. Thank you.